I've lost nothing in 11 weeks, she said flatly. The way you say something you've already stopped being angry about, right? She was eating less than she had eaten in her whole adult life. She was walking a mile a day, and the scale had not moved since March. If that's you, if you used to lose 10 pounds just by paying attention, and now you're doing twice the work for another result, listen to the next sentence carefully, because everything else in this video depends on it. Your weight loss plateau is not a discipline problem. It's a protection problem. I'm Dr. Cody Golman, 17 years in clinical practice, and for most of them, I've worked almost exclusively with women in their 40s and 50s who are stuck exactly where you're stuck. Now, this is part 1 of part 2. So today I'm going to show you exactly what's happening inside your body when the scale stops, right? 3 mechanisms, and almost nobody explains the third one. Part 2, I'll give you the single shifts that breaks a weight loss plateau and the 4 signals that make your body willing to release fat again, okay? So stay with me through this one, right? You can't break a plateau you don't understand. You can only outlast it. And most women run out of willpower before their body runs out of resistance. You see, every week I hear a version of the same 3 sentences. I lost the first 10 or 15 pounds and then I just stopped. I'm eating less than I've ever eaten and working out more than ever, and nothing's happening. I feel stuck and honestly a little defeated, right? And then comes the part that does the real damage. She starts blaming herself. Maybe I'm not disciplined enough. Maybe I don't want it as badly as other people. Maybe something is wrong with me. And I want to take that off the table right now because it is medically false. Your body is doing exactly what it was engineered to do. The problem isn't that your body stopped working. The problem is that it's working perfectly on an instruction you never meant to give it. Here's the instruction. When you cut out food and you add hard training at the same time, your body doesn't read that as we're getting healthier. It reads it as food is scarce and stress is high. And it has exact one job in that situation, right? It keeps you alive under conditions just, that to try to improve themselves. So it conserves. Thyroid output comes down, cortisol comes up, you start moving less without noticing, you fidget less, you take the elevator, you sit down sooner, your resting metabolic rate drops below what your body says it should be, right? That is a weight loss plateau, not a failure effort, a successful defense. This isn't theoretical. So research followed contestants from The Biggest Losers for 6 years after the show. 6 years later, after most of the weight had already come back, their resting metabolism was still running well below what it should have been for their size. The restriction ended. The adaptation didn't. Now put that on top of what's already changing in a woman's body, especially after 40. Estrogen is declining, and estrogen is a part of how your body decides where fat goes and how sensitive you are to insulin. Cortisol is climbing from perimenopause itself and everything else you carry at this stage of life. And the insulin sensitivity is falling. So the same slice of bread that cost you nothing in your 30s parks itself around your middle. This is the layer that makes a woman say, I feel betrayed by my body. You weren't betrayed. Your body changed the rules, and nobody handed you the new rule book. The plan that worked at 32 isn't failing because you got weaker. It's failing because it was written for chemistry you don't have anymore. You see, here's the third mechanism. And this is the one almost nobody tells you about. When you diet harder and do long cardio for months, you don't lose fat, you lose muscle. And the muscle is an engine. It's the single biggest driver of how much energy you burn at rest. The calories you spend sitting in your car, sleeping, watching this, right? Lose muscle and your resting burn goes down with it and stays down until you rebuild it, which means the amount of food that used to produce weight loss now produces maintenance. And 6 months later, that same amount produces gain. Nothing about your behavior changed. Your engine got smaller. Then the cycle on itself, right, repeats. She plateaus, she eats less. Eating less costs her more muscle. Less muscle slows her metabolism further. So she plateaus harder and she eats less again. I've watched thousands of women get caught in that loop, and every one of them was following instructions. That's the cruel part. They didn't fail the advice failed them. So let me save you some time and money. Eating less will not break this plateau. You've already run that experiment. Restriction is what built the wall. More cardio will not break it. Cardio burns calories in the hours you're doing it, then raises cortisol and costs you muscle for the 23 hours you're not. Done alone at high volume and low food, it makes the problem worse. Another program with a new name will not break it. Now, not if it's the same model underneath it, right? Paleo, keto, fasting, shakes, injection. I'm not telling you they're all worthless. I'm telling you that every single one of them manage the symptom from the outside, and not one of them actually questions what's going on inside my body. Here's the answer, and it's where part 2 begins, right? Your body will not release stored fat while it believes it's under threat. Fat is your energy reserve. Nothing gives away its emergency reserve in the middle of its emergency, right? We don't burn fat when we're stressed. We burn fat when we feel safe. Part 2, I'll show you exactly how to send that signal. The 4 inputs that tell, the 40 plus body emergency it's over in the right order, right? Including the one most, women get completely backwards. Watch it next. It's linked right here below. And if you don't want to wait, go to our Fit Over 40 community, where we walk women through this every single week. Listen, your body's not broken. It's waiting for a different construction. If you want help with this, come meet us in the Fit Over 40 community. We'd love to talk with you. And you can see some of the women who are there have already got incredible results. I'll see you in part 2.